feels like Kevin Hunter's moral compass has been pointing in the wrong direction for a while because the man cannot admit his defeat over Wendy Williams' money in court. He is still confident that he is entitled to his alimony checks, and Wendy must have used her influence to force the first judge to make a decision in her favor. Well, we don't think that we ever heard a more ridiculous statement coming out of his mouth. But Kevin puts his faith in the justice system and files another case against his ex-wife in the hope that the next judge will be more loyal to his hardships. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live channel. We keep our eyes on the most scandalous events in show business and always bring you the hottest updates. Apparently, the idea of not owning Wendy Williams' millions plagues Kevin Hunter's mind, and he is not going to stop until he gets it. And even the court's decision is not much of a big obstacle for him because, according to Kevin, Wendy greased the judge's palm, and it appears that he plans to keep seeking justice for himself with his new lawsuit. Well, this mess is deep, and if we were you, we wouldn't miss any moment of this video. So, losing in court wasn't humiliating enough for Kevin Hunter, and decided to throw away the last drops of his self-respect by making more absurd statements. Yes, it is clear that he wasn't very content with the judge's decision to not resume his alimony checks, but Kevin must be so frustrated in losing one financial battle after another that he even dared to accuse Wendy of bribing the judge. According to Kevin, the court's decision was too harsh and the judge didn't even consider his desperate situation and inability to pay utility bills and car insurance. Moreover, Hunter attempted to pin his attorney's fees on Wendy, but got denied. As it stated in the court's decision, the judge found that Kevin's request was not emergent and ordered his application to be dismissed without prejudice. The judge also denied Kevin's request for attorney fees to be paid by Wendy. It looks like no one told Kevin that listening to the grown-up man's sob stories is not how the justice system works, and the court normally considers bare facts. And the fact is, when the judge looked at Kevin's petition, in which he had demanded that his sick wife sends him alimony checks, he made the only obvious decision in this case. But Kevin has already spent too much money on his legal team, and he doesn't think to give up, especially considering that this case can be taken to mediation and taken to a higher court if Kevin decides so. For a man like Kevin, who already showed the whole world his true colors, mediation is impossible. He knows that Wendy won't be negotiating with him, especially after he repeatedly threw shade at her after the divorce, neglected her feelings, and even took the entire credit for the Wendy Williams show for himself. So Kevin tries hard to play the victim in this story, and according to him, he was unfairly robbed, humiliated, and even deceived by the court. Since he stopped receiving monthly checks from Wendy, he performed a series of performances, going from pleading to threatening. Apparently, he hasn't chosen the proper strategy yet and tries everything in hope that some of his attempts will work out. And the more we watch this man in action, the more we laugh. Perhaps now, when his days as a producer are over, he should have bought a career in stand-up. Because this man can certainly entertain the public with his statements. Fans are surprised to see much energy devoted to one thing, taking more cash from Wendy instead of dealing with the hardships like a responsible adult. One person commented, "That fella works harder than most just to keep himself from having to get a job. The show is over, time to move on." But Kevin doesn't seem to move on, and is confirmed that he is doing the right thing, and his misfortunes are not his fault. It's always someone else to blame, including his ex-wife who had tolerated the decades of his infidelity and lies. So as soon as Kevin realized that Wendy stopped sending alimony checks, he hit the headlines with his embarrassing tale of woe, stating, "My life has been greatly affected since the plaintiff stopped making payments under our settlement agreement. The fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely emergent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living." Well, he put all his acting skills into pretending to be broke and in need, but come on, we all know what kind of lifestyle he was used to. His quality of life has always been sponsored by Wendy, and what did the man do with this money? Charity, investing for the future. His only investment was his mistress, Sharina Hudson, and he kept showering her with 80 diamond rings and designer bags, investing in her business ideas, and even offering her a house in the same neighborhood as his family home. And it's not even the money issue that everyone despises him for. It's how he treated his ex-wife, whom he now accuses of playing dirty in court, as if it wasn't Kevin who has been cheating on Wendy for 15 years and making his mistress pregnant. And if he didn't aggravate his wife's conditions with his infidelity and treachery, this man should be kissing Wendy's feet and begging for forgiveness instead of leeching off her. Kevin Hunter already proved himself as a poor husband and not so smart investor. Sharing his pancakes, yikes. But you know what enrages everyone most of all? His utmost egoism. He is so absorbed in his own hardships that he completely neglected his duty as a father. Apart from the love child with Sharina, Kevin has a son, Kevin Jr., who is also in a bad place these days. The young man was evicted from his luxury apartment in Florida and slammed with a lawsuit seeking over $70,000 because he failed to pay rent in due time. As it turned out, it was Wendy Williams who paid his rent, but since her bank account was frozen, she couldn't transfer the money to the homeowner. So instead of rushing to help his son, or maybe invite him to stay in the house he bought for Wendy's money for his mistress, Kevin Hunter was busy sucking more cash from his ex-wife and playing a victim for the press. Knowing perfectly that Wendy couldn't take responsibility for their child because of her own health issues, he never attempted to step in and was busier with his own enrichment. Greed has blinded this man and doesn't see any lines he cannot cross in his desire to extort a few more bucks to cover holes in his family budget. How much time should pass before he realizes that Wendy is never going to give him a single coin, and he must man up for once and accept his role as a father and a provider for his new family? There are so many other ways to earn money than mooching off your sickly ex-wife and dragging her to court. Wendy's fans probably want to bribe any judge in the country just to make sure that Kevin Hunter never wins. However, it's not how the justice system works, and they can only roast Kevin on social media. Here's what one person wrote. I would like the judge to say to him, "Sir, you are grown and able. Go find yourself a job. Case dismissed. Next." And another fan commented, "He needs to be suing his lawyer. I hope he loses every suit he files to the point that he goes down in Guinness Book of World Records for the most losses ever in the courts. He is a whole clown." Well, we cross our fingers that fans' dreams will come true because Kevin is adamant in his desire to sue Wendy again. But will any judge ever take his side? What do you reckon? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We are eager to know what you're thinking. And as always, make sure to give this video big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back very soon with the updates on this drama.